Hello guys, this is Vysh. So the January 7th Hindu editorial, I am doing it late night. Now it's almost 1:30 a.m. That's almost January 8th, but we'll do it daily. Okay, so the first few days the timings may vary like this, but I'll try to do it in the daytime. Okay, and please do comment. Your comments matter, and based on that only I decide whether I have to do every day and put all these efforts. So we have 4 important articles. The first article here is Tamil Nadu governor versus a state issue. Okay, that is the Tamil Nadu governor walked out of the assembly. So we'll see quickly what is there. It's a very small article. Then here a very big article is there, a judicial collegium. Okay, how is the judiciary appointed and all. It's a part of your polity syllabus also. So we'll see the latest news and what is the issue. Okay. Then COP29, the United Nations climate summit, which happens every year end. So that we'll discuss. It happened in Azerbaijan this time. So that we'll discuss. And digital governance, it's also important. We'll see. Okay, this is a cricket related article. The Australia cricket is going on. It's not important. This is a politics of caste about BJP and Dalit and all. Not important. This again Tamil Nadu politics. Okay, politics we will never discuss. It's not going to be helpful for your exam. So 2026 500-day timetable just started yesterday. So you please try to enroll. The first 2-3 days are just foundation watching and all. After the first week only, they will start reading textbooks and you will get the test and all. So there is still time. Offers are going on, discount installments, up to 1 year of installment payment is there. So try to enroll. Okay, the WhatsApp number is given here. You have to come and contact here. 2025 also there is a 140-day timetable which started this week. So try to get to the best test series and clear. Okay, because last year also many questions came from a test series and it's all shown with proof in the YouTube channel itself. So first we'll discuss the Azerbaijan summit, COP29, that is a conference of parties. So whenever anything is there, okay, like if it is like UN FCC or UN, you can tell CBD is there. Okay, this UN FCC summit, same like that there will be UN CBD, that is the biodiversity related one. That also will have its own COP1, COP2, COP3. Okay, conference of party is a common word, but for UN FCC this is the 29th session happening. Okay, same like that CBD also go and inquire how many sessions have happened. It's important. So November 11 to 12 it happened in Baku, Azerbaijan, and here what happened is they are discussing always about climatic governance and what is the issue, what is the historical injustice, all those things. So here the climate governance, okay, they are telling we should reject the donor recipient kind of model. Okay, meaning always we are like the developing countries don't have any control, and the developed countries should give some fund, they should give some technology, and then developing countries just has to follow it blindly. So this donor recipient model should change is the main proposal they are telling. That is the main transformation should happen. Okay, 1992 onwards, when earlier these climate treaties were happening, they used to address all this, but they will focus only on the G7 countries or the developed countries. Okay, they were not looking like historically these are the people who are actually responsible for all the emissions, all the problems in the climate, but they are always putting the blame on the nations which are developing nations. Okay, and then just telling that okay, we will give you technology transfer, we will give you financial aid, but these people, developing nations, they are simply blindly agreeing to whatever G7 countries are telling. That was the historical thing which was happening, and that is ideally wrong. Okay, so this is what is being discussed in this time's summit. So the current climatic framework, I told you, there is a structural disconnect where always it is misaligned, always favoring the G7 countries, and continuous advantage is going to the developed nations only. There are a lot of unfulfilled promise, meaning they tell about finance but they don't give the finance. They put a lot of trade restrictions and everything. The developing nations is the one who is suffering. Okay, and G7, whoever pledges like by 2035 we'll give this and all, these promises are just hollow promises, and India keeps highlighting that this is all not going to work. Okay, so always there is two divergent world view. One is the G7's perspective, that is the developed countries perspective, and one is the global south, which is the developing countries perspective. Okay, so here they are focusing on simply reduce emission, but they are not telling historically who is responsible for it. And we people are telling that we should focus on sustainable development, about the lifestyle changes and all, and we always highlight the structural injustice also, especially India tells this a lot, okay, in every summit. So this is the overall summary of what is the current situation. Okay, so now you know that global south, which is like the biggest population, 80% of the population, 50% of the global GDP they are contributing, they are outrightly rejecting this outdated G7 policies and their methods of advocating for climate justice and all. Okay, so we are submitting something called as the NDC, Nationally Determined Contribution. Every country submits this, and there we are telling there should be a just transition. Okay, just means justice or fairness. Just transition principle should be there. They should recognize the social impact of how the climate is affecting people, and there should be equity. Okay, it should not be imposed on the global south countries. Then the criticism, again I'm telling, the fairness, these measures which they are telling, all these are worsening the inequality, all these are being highlighted. And again, about the past, if you take year-wise, 1950, G7 countries, they consumed 75% of the global resources with only 20% of the world population. Okay, meaning the population is less, but they are consuming or using, or they are kind of a resource-oriented lifestyle. If you see here, resource-intensive lifestyle they used to live. Okay, urbanization, they all moved to urban lives by 1970s, the USA and Germany and all. And then 2050, by 2050 what will happen? Asia will be like developing, Asia will become the powerhouse, and that time will account for 55% of the global emissions, matching its population share. Meaning as and when our population is growing, our development is growing, we are matching the emissions. But G7 historically also, they were always emitting a lot. Okay, later also they will be just 10% of the population and still be emitting 25%. Okay, you are understanding the point. The G7 is always, population-wise it is less, development-wise it is more, and emissions-wise it is more. Okay, but India and other countries are always in tandem or in sync with their development and emissions and all. So that is why the complete model of G7 was wrong and has to be outrightly rejected. Okay, so there should be a sustainability with justice kind of model, which is more fairer, more balanced with ecological limits and all, and it is proposing, the summit is proposing a shift in governance so that a proper shared prosperity is there and not an imposed one. Okay, India being a kind of an upcoming superpower, they should adopt a strategic method, and it should discuss with USA and all, and establish new global norms. Okay, so for that, the author is telling BRICS is the best person to do it. BRICS is having a better role in multilateralism. 5 powerful countries are there, and now again 3-4 countries are added, so they can make even a permanent member. Okay, permanent position they are telling in the United Nations Security Council, where currently only 5 members are there. So the 6th member, if India as a country cannot be added, add BRICS itself as a 6th member. Okay, so like that, every of those countries can get a permanent seat there. They will get veto power there. So that is what the author is suggesting. Okay, so these are the proposals he is telling. A new forum which is led by the BRICS nation and partner countries, focus on urban energy transition and sustainability, then monitor what these G7 are actually doing. Always don't think like G7 is emitting less or something. You should be properly reviewing what G7 is doing. Okay, at least $300 billion in grants should be given to these small island countries, the LDC, least development countries and all. And also global meetings should be actually for stock taking, meaning you should actually have proper measurements and do the necessary adjustments. And also these unwanted institutions like the WTO, dispute settlement and all, it is simply a dummy body which acts according to USA's funding and all. So that and all has to be removed. So this is the overall article about what happened in the COP29 summit. Okay, COP29 UNFCCC which happened in Baku. This is what they are discussing. So now we will discuss the second article, which is a little lengthy article, the Collegium system. Okay, so this in your polity textbook itself, you will have a detailed thing about how judiciary does. So I have included that also a little bit here. Historically, constitution wise, what is the rule? The judges are appointed by the president in consultation with the Chief Justice of India and other judges as deemed fit. This is what is written in the constitution. Okay, the High Court appointments also involves the CGI, that is the Chief Justice of India, the State Governor, High Court Chief Justice. This is what is only thing written in the constitution. And about transferring, that time you have to have consultation with CGI. Okay, now the full problem with this, the word consultation. Okay, what is meant by consultation? It is simply asking, or whether it is mandatory, that was a problem. Okay, that is the ambiguity in the provisions. That is why there was multiple cases like first judges cases, second judges cases, third, fourth, like that multiple cases were there. So in second judges cases, they told that consultation is equal to concurrence, meaning you have to ask them. You have to ask them mandatorily, the CGI and the Collegium of Judges, and that is how the Collegium system came. Okay, Collegium system is kind of a system where only judges are there and they themselves will appoint the new judges. Okay, there is no government involvement, there is no other executive involvement. So Collegium recommendations made after consulting the judges which are involved there. Government is asked, okay, government can sometimes give recommendations, but if they give, okay, once, reconsideration, and then if they don't accept, okay, meaning any problem is there, then there is no other option for the government to again tell, okay, what finally the Collegium tells, that is the final thing, okay. But government won't like it, obviously, and government will do various things to block it, okay, meaning the president who has to appoint it, the president will delay it, president will, because president is anyway going to listen to what the government is going to tell, so president will delay it, or they keep telling different blockade things to block it, okay. That is when something called fourth judge's case also came, okay. So to understand what is fourth judge's case, you should know what is NJAC, okay. The government actually tried to bring in a 99th constitutional amendment, okay, the government. So that act, they told, we'll have something called a National Judicial Appointment Commission, NJAC, and not the Collegium, meaning they want to replace it, okay. NJAC aim to replace the Collegium system. That system will have now the Chief Justice of India will be anyway there, 2 senior most judges also will be there, but it will also have the Union Law Minister and 2 eminent persons who will be chosen by again the government, okay. Government means it will have Prime Minister, it will have Leader of Opposition, it will have CGI. So these people will make a NJC. Now this NJC will appoint the Supreme Court and High Court, this thing, okay, the judges. So this one, obviously, you know, the judiciary won't like it. So again it became case. That is the fourth judge's case. They told NJAC should be scrapped, okay. 99 constitutional amendment should be scrapped. They did not like this executive role, okay, executive participation they did not like. So on October 16, 2015, fourth judge's case, the amendment came, the judgment came in 4:1 majority that this should be struck down, okay. It is unconstitutional and struck down. So key verdict is what? It is violating the judicial independence. If you law minister and eminent people come, then you are like the separation of power, okay, meaning we have this legislative, we have this executive, this judiciary. This is like a separation of power is there. So if executive comes into judiciary, then the separation of power will get violated, okay. So that is what is one thing. Then second thing, they are telling judicial appointment, okay, judicial independence is something which is the basic structure of the constitution. So we know that already basic structure of the constitution cannot be touched at any cost. So that also came as one outcome of this verdict. Then again, they're telling the same thing. Potential executive interference is there and we don't like it. Okay. Then the primacy of judiciary. Okay, that is the judicial independence will go away. Judiciary should have their own say in appointing and not the executive thing. Okay. And also the NJAC did not provide sufficient safeguard to ensure that this will become political and executive influence free. Okay, it's free from all these things. There is no guarantee. There's no written rules there. Okay, so what is the consequence? Collegium system was restored and it continues to function the same way for judicial appointment. This is the full history theory. This is not there in your today's newspaper. I'm just telling you the theory. Okay, so the criticism of the judgment is they are too much being like telling we don't need executive, but now you are giving so much power to the judiciary. Okay, what if they keep appointing their relatives, their son, their children, their any people in influence? What if they do that? So that is opaque. It is unaccountable. Okay, you are missing an opportunity to bring a transparency. Okay, and the supporters of NJSC, what they are telling, that you are simply doing favoritism in judicial appointment. Okay, so that is also an angle to think about. So now that's about the whole judgment. Now judicial independence and rule of law. This is our basic thing in our country, or in which the whole thing stands. Okay, so while this is flawed, the collegium system is flawed, it currently is representing our rule of law. Okay, government must comply with the procedures outlined in the judge's case, but often resist. Okay, so now what? It is in the like square one. It is like again starting, collegium system is there, government is there, government is blocking it, and so it is like again resisting. Okay, so judiciary hesitates to issue direct orders for compliance to avoid confrontation. Meaning when this issue is happening, judiciary does not pass any harsh statement also to the government, because they don't want to fight, they don't want to argue. Okay, because it will put a bad image about the country that the judiciary and executive is fighting with each other. Okay, so collaborative functioning among state organs is ideal if we have to uphold all these integrity of our country. Okay, you have to work together. So now today's newspaper, if you see, it's starting from here. They are telling they are going to, because judiciary also told, okay, we accept that its transparency is less. We will now do detailed interviews of everyone who is being recommended for this judge positions. Okay, we will do exclusion of such people who are relatives of judges. We will enhance the selection process. We will promote diversity, meaning from every kind of age group, every kind of caste or creed and everything. We will see that diverse judges are appointed. Nepotism we will try to avoid. We will see to it that the deserving candidates are not excluded. So these kind of proposals have been come, and that is why it is in the news today. Okay, so now The Collegium, you know what are the limitations. It lacks formal rules. It is opaque. We don't know whether anything judiciary is doing which is favoritism. We don't know the government is blocking or not. Then there is no binding rules. Then in case anybody breaches it, what is the consequence? What is the proper procedure? There is nothing written about the Collegium. It's just told judges will take care of their own appointment. Okay, so that is the overall problem. So future directions, the author is telling, the Collegium proposals, okay, whatever they have told now today about the detailed interview they are doing and everything they're doing, they should have proper structural changes. It should be written down in paper and drafted, and judicially should act more responsibly. They should maintain the rule of law, and they should see to it that judicial independence should be there. But again, you cannot make it like executive, you cannot totally avoid. Okay, so somewhere in between the Collegium and the NJAC, you have to bring a kind of agreement, and then you have to bring a proper written structure. That is what the author is telling. Okay, so this is the entire thing. I hope you got the theory and practical, both the things. Now we will discuss the next article, which if you see here, we have done this one. We have done this one. Now we'll see the digital governance, and we'll see the Tamil Nadu governor at the last. Okay, so digital governance, you know, Digital India since 2016 is like doing very good in our country, and in all field. Okay, whether it is banking or whether it is this judiciary again or anything, Digital India is working fine. Okay. So, what is the overall goal when it comes to governance? Okay, it's not about GS3 we are talking, which is digital. We are talking about GS2 syllabus, okay, where it is polity, where your governance is coming. So, we have to improve the citizens' services which they get. We have to improve the capabilities of the government employees and government as a whole. The public service, whichever we are delivering, it should be directly given to the people. It should match with the modern world. Then the challenges, whatever we have, okay, in digital transformation, that should be taken care. Okay, so overall, okay, without digital, if you think, what is governance? What are the complexities we have? Main thing is we have multiple stakeholder. We have government body, we have NGO, we have local leader, we have influential citizen. And then historically, if you see, we also had this governance rules written in our books, like Chanakya's principles are there, Arthashastra, ethics, economic policies are there. All these used to govern the administration in South Asia. Now in modern day, what you have to do? You have to build capacity to integrate all these to digital tools. Because governance now cannot be done just in paper or like the old format. You have to have digital tools. So for that, the capacity building has to be done. So digital governance changes how the government employees and the intermediaries, they perform their role, how they deliver the technology, how technology are using for communication, for decision making, for streamlined workflow. This and all is what we have to see when we talk about digital governance. Okay, public expectations of governance are also changing. People want proper upskilling of employees. They should know like how to fill a form in digital, not like the still old paper format and all. Everything has to become digital. So already many initiatives in India we are doing. One is the Karmayogi platform, in which there is training given to all these employees so that they learn how to use digital tools in public administration. And also their personalized learning path is also there, so they continuously develop their skill. Then there is something called e-office initiative. Everything is being converted into tab and the paperwork is being reduced. Even the budget you would have seen in tab you are reading, everything you are changing into electronic office. Then there is this e-marketplace also, like our Amazon and Flipkart is there. Same like that for government procurement and all, there is an online platform. And then there are literacy programs also, where everybody are given proper education and courses and different tasks to achieve it. Now there are a lot of challenges here in digital governance. Okay, the main thing is many people resist adopting new technology, meaning they still are used to the old ones and the old employees and all. They don't like the new digital things. Okay, even in our families and all, you would have seen maybe parents don't want to do online banking. They still prefer to go to the bank. So like that, people of older generation resist adopting new technology. Okay, so the bureaucratic structures will become very slow to adapt all these things, and this is why overall also it will affect the digital governance. Then there is limited incentives, meaning there are many people who simply for the sake of participation or attending classes, like it's like, okay, but this month you have to attend these many courses or videos. These people will simply skip and watch it and tell like, okay, I completed all the courses. But in reality, there is no value. Okay, it's not value driven, it is just attendance based. So that is also the problem. So you have to give some incentives for people who actually digitize or transform into digital world. Okay, then digital divide, that is in rural versus urban, you know, the internet speed will change. So the access of people are changing. That means the delivery is also changing. People are not in same page, and that's why the divide is there. Same happens between employees and citizens. Okay, there is also digital divide. How the government is using the digital things and how the people are using the digital thing. Okay, now the main thing is now again cyber security concern, because all our data when digitized, there is chance of breaches. There is a chance of ransomwares and other cyber attacks. It's already happening in our country and government is taking care of it. So employees must be trained in all these new protocols of cyber security. And then again, continuous learning. It's not like you give 5 videos to watch and tell like, okay, you are now digitally literate. It's not like that. As per the new things are coming, like now AI is there, now ChatGPT is there. All these new things when it comes, everybody should be learning it. The courses and the capacity building programs which government design should be continuously dynamic and continuously getting updated. Okay. So India already have a starting point, but we need a proper infrastructure and connectivity and all these things to take it to more success. Okay, adaptability should be there, continuity of learning should be there, it should be transparent, employees rank, location, without any consideration, everybody should be pulled into digital environment together. This is the overall article which it is telling. Okay, now one final article which is about the Tamil Nadu governor walking out and the problem between the state and the governor. If you see, since the time he came to the position, it has been continuously issues there, because governor will be always the center's person and this is a state person. So he walked out because he told national anthem was not played on the first day when the annual address of governor happened, because some Tamil Nadu something was played, their poem or something, whatever is there, it played, but the national anthem was not played. So this was the issue. But now people are telling that this person, this Ravi, he keeps making this issue all the time. Last time also he made a fight with the state by not reading out some portions of the state prepared address where they told about Dravidian model, about Tamil Nadu law and order situation. This and all he did not read. He purposely boost only the center thing, but he doesn't tell the state thing. Okay, so this governor related changes which happens. Okay, it's like frequent now. Kerala, there was an issue and he was changed from Kerala to Bihar. Manipur and Mizoram, the governors changed. Ravi Kumar already in Nagaland, he was there, then he moved to Tamil Nadu and there also it is issue. So everywhere there are problems where governors are there. Okay, even Supreme Court told that governors should not keep telling or keep undermining the state, should not tell bad things about the state. So this state's tolerance is being questioned every time, and it is not good. Okay, it's not good for a country like India where the center versus state is always fighting. Now the conclusion is that this friction has to be stopped, greater accountability should be there, the relation between state and center has to be improved. Okay, I just quickly told this article because it's not that much worth for an exam. For exam, you have to go and read the governor and CM chapters, and that's my homework for you today. Okay, and the special prices which you see for current affairs, 2025 these 2 packs and 2026 these 2 packs is only for those who watch this video. Okay, because in real other WhatsApp I'm not telling this price. It is only as a bonus to people who is watching my editorial. I'm giving you this special price, so try to enroll. Okay, and give your like and comment so that I feel that this is actually helping you and we can keep doing more and more videos for you daily. So I'll wind up this video. Thank you and have a nice day.